A pleasant good afternoon and welcome to Blairstown, New Jersey. A rainy afternoon from Blairstown, New Jersey. Here at the Bowl as we have a boys lacrosse game on tap. The Blair Academy Buccaneers hosting the Wyoming Seminary Knights Saturday, April 22nd, 2017. You can see the rain is falling. According to our weather apps, the rain was supposed to stop at 2 p.m. That did not happen, so the rain is continuing to fall. That will play an effect on the field. As you can see, it is a grass field, so the way that the ball is going to bounce is certainly going to be affected by the weather that is coming down here. But we should have a good matchup on hand, Wyoming Seminary against Blair Academy. And we will look at our coach's corner to start here. We did see this Blair Academy team just a couple of weeks ago against a very tough Mercersburg team. And Teddy Wenner, class of 96 here at Blair Academy, is the center of our coach's corner. Fourth season, got his Bachelor of Science from West Point. He's also the Associate Dean of Admission, Director of Financial Aid here at Blair, and was in the class of 1996, as I mentioned. He earned his Bachelor of Science in European History at West Point, and he served in the U.S. Army as a field artillery officer and captain from 2000 to 2005. So a tested warrior is Teddy Wenner, and now he leads his troops out to battle against Wyoming Seminary here in this game. YSEM coming out, seeing their blue and powder blue jerseys. As they will get the ground rules laid out to them by the referees. And we will get it started as Blair huddles up, and they will take the field. So the two teams cross each other at midfield. A little courtesy handshake, a rivalry here that has gone back quite a ways. And out of conference, of course, rivalry between Wyoming Seminary and Blair. As the two goalkeepers do the shaking of the hands before the rest of the teams do. And we are just about ready to get underway here from Blair. Off we go. Quick whistle. It'll be YSEM ball to start. After they win the first face-off. And into the offensive zone goes Wyoming Seminary. David Nape has possession here at the top. He's guarded by Kyle Gibson, one of the captains. This is a Blair Academy team plagued by injuries, number of starters. In fact, 4 of them will not be playing here today. As YSEM works it around the perimeter. And back up top, this is Duncan Brieg. Brieg eyed up by by Corey Downey, and it's Brieg with a bouncing shot, possibly getting a touch, the goalkeeper, and Carter Albers. YSEM the first to the end line, and they will retake possession. It's Max Barton. Bartran trying to wrap around, has it poked out of his stick by the long stick midfielder, Dylan Benson. And Blair playing with danger. YSEM able to come away with the turnover. And a shot from the point that will go high and wide. First man there, Bernard France of YSEM. So France restarts. This is Dylan Benson again defending. And back to the top, they reset with Duncan Brieg. Do the Knights of Wyoming Seminary. Little deke and a move by Matthew Parsons. And once again, it goes out of bounds. This time on a pass, though, so that is a turnover. And Blair will look to clear out of the zone and get into the offensive zone for their first try at a goal. And they'll start with the goaltender in Carter Albers. Albers bringing it up into midfield. Saw him get in trouble a couple of times in that game against Mercersburg. For the most part, Albers played extremely well, as he was peppered with shots the entire game. As here's a chance for Blair. Weaving his way is Max Thorsheim. They go behind Junhan Park now. Park swinging it to Garrett Long. And reset with Thomas Jenkins, who leads the team in many of the statistical categories. Blair nearly turning it over, but Junhan Park able to keep possession. Again, the rain is consistently falling down here, so the ball might not bounce as much as it's used to bouncing as it gets muddier. No room there for Thomas Jenkins. Loose ball is scooped up by Wyoming Seminary. And with a head of steam goes Wysem. Here's a shot, and it's well high. At the first to the line was Wysem, so they will have the possession once again. Defending is Danny Seisler. And a turnaround try. Oh, a great feed in front and a finish by Wyoming Seminary, as it's number 34 in Matthew Parsons. First goal of the game for Wysem. And it's a 1-0 Wyoming Seminary lead here with just under 9 minutes to go. So another face-off. Huge part of the game here in Lacrosse. And it's Wyoming Seminary who does win this face-off. So the Knights already up 1-0. Looking for more here. Physical play, and Carter Albers is able to steer away the shot. And once again, this one gets through. David Nape this time. And quickly it's 2-0 Wyoming Seminary. We get one more look here on the replay. Good save by Albers initially. Those loose balls so important. So far, Wysem has been the ones to the loose balls first. And Nape is able to finish past Albers. So 8:13 on the clock. And the lead is now 2 for Wysem. And once again, they win another faceoff. And this is a Blair team, again, plagued by injury. 4 of their starters, including 2 of their captains, not in uniform here today. The one's not playing, Rio Hito Shapiro. He's a senior middle. And that is just muscled in, and they're going to call a violation against Wysem, so do not count the goal. Still remains 2-0. Rito Hito Shapiro, Michael Uglum, Evan Grohowski, and Brad Siggety, all not in uniform for Blair today. Grohowski and Hito Shapiro, both captains. And Michael Uglum, a guy that can put the ball in the net as well. He's scored 2 goals this year. Now Wysem has possession. Just over 7 minutes to go here in quarter number 1. Rain continues to fall here in Blairstown. And at this point, it doesn't look like any sign of letting up. Good defense as it's poked out of the stick of Logan Finn of Wysem, but stays with them. Gregory Bavlas now guarded tightly by Danny Sisler. Sisler staying right with him. Behind the net is Vavlas, and he's able to get it in front for a goal. That is a good goal for Wyoming Seminary. Joshua Moses gets the 3rd Wysem goal on the board, and a timeout is taken by Blair. So just about 5.5 minutes into this game. It's been all Wyoming Seminary so far. Blair again dealing with the injuries. And you lose 2 of your captains, that's going to hurt. And Wyoming Seminary has played well. They've won the face-off battles, and they have been able to sustain their attacks. Not a ton of chances here for Blair, but a good timeout called by the head coach in Ted Conroy. Gather the troops, settle them down, make some initial adjustments. Yeah, calling timeouts is all about timing and finding the right time to do so. You don't usually want to do so when you're already down 3 goals, but that's the tactic that you've got to take to stop the bleeding, if you will. Couple of injuries for Wyoming Seminary as well. They are without their first defensive midfielder and Brandon Hussey, as well as a midfielder in Dylan Roebuck. So after the timeout, another face-off at midfield. And a false start called against Blair. Wysem ball. So 3-0 Wyoming Seminary. They have possession, looking for more. As they work up top. Comes to this side. Logan Finn making his move. It's Corey Downey with him. Finn on his horse, shoots it wide. Backed up by Gregorio Vavlas. Connor Dennis now for Wyoming Seminary. Dennis with Logan Finn as he drops it back for Finn. And he goes back to Dennis. So those two playing catch. Now on the far side, they'll work it behind the cage. And trying to power his way through is Max Bartran. Having none of it, though, is Dylan Benson. Nice work. 5:20 to go here in quarter number 1. 3-0 Wyoming Seminary. Loose ball. But again, Wysem is the first there. Joshua Moses picks it up. And they reset back at the top with Logan Finn. Finn now eyed up by Thomas Jenkins. Jenkins cross-checking. Not allowing him much space, and the shot is bounced wide. A far post sealed off there by Albers. But yet again, it is a Knights win to the end line. Substitution here for Wyoming Seminary on the fly, as coming into the attack, Duncan Brieg back in the mix. Now Brieg has it. Not anymore. Taken away by Kyle Gibson, and a whistle will give possession to Blair, so credit Kyle Gibson there with a forced turnover. But Blair sloppy, and they turn it right back over, and that is not going to make the coaching staff at Blair happy. A sloppy clear attempt by the Buccaneers, down by 3 already here in the first quarter, and it gives YSEM another chance to score, and they make them pay. David Nape again, second goal, and it is 4-0 YSEM, 4:16 to go in the first. So YSEM making Blair pay for their mistake in their own zone. A great defensive play by Kyle Gibson, and is quickly turned over and turned into a goal. Picked up by Wyoming Seminary. Yet another face-off win. Bernard France now to the behind the net. Oh, wow, what a goal there by number 30, Max Bartran. Got one more look at this. Start right here. And we'll see Bartran. He's used his muscles, and he almost backhanded that into the net. And it's 5-0 YSEM. Heck of a first quarter for Wyoming Seminary. Rain has held up a little bit. It's slowed to just about a drizzle. Here's Jenkins, who loses it. And Thomas Jenkins, looking for his 10th goal of the season, leads his team with 9 currently, turns it over. And here are the Knights again, looking for more. They couldn't connect there in front, but staying with it is YSEM's Matthew Parsons. But here comes Blair the other way. Corey Downey with the wheels, and now it's Junhan Park. So Thomas Jenkins, who's the quarterback of the football team, also runs the show offensively for the Blair Lacrosse team. Just a junior. Excuse me, he is a senior, Thomas Jenkins. And nice work there by Junhan Park. He's got an interception and secures possession for Blair. Sometimes it just takes that first goal to break the ice, get your momentum going. See if the Buccaneers can get it done here. As they work it behind the cage, it's Vinton Calacchio. And once again, a turnaround. This one squeaks wide and picked up by YSEM. So still in play. The goalkeeper and Connor Switzer. But again, Blair able to force the turnover. Here's Jenkins, who can shoot from deep. Instead, he goes all the way down near the cage and lofts it high over the net. It'll stay with Blair. We've seen a couple of those so far. The ball just slipping out of the stick. And you wonder if the rain does have something to do with that. Here's Kolayoko now coming to the top. It's Tom Jenkins again. Far side, he swings it around to Ronan Smarth. Smarth giving himself some space, slips on the turf. And now a whistle will come. It'll be Blair ball. Again, tough to get your footing out there. The Buccaneers able to retain possession. Just over a minute to go in quarter number one. Koleoko comes back, and Tom Jenkins swings over to Smarth. Smarth once again making his move. Forced back, though. So it's Jenkins. Spinning. Jenkins with a shot off the pipe. Comes right back to the top, and Smarth is there. Jenkins, though, oh so close to the first goal of the game for Blair. Buccaneers retain possession. This has been their best sustained possession in the game thus far. However, it's going to come to an end as it's picked up by Wysem, and here they go in transition. An opportunity for the Knights. This one's going to get on net, and Albers is there. So he wants to go the other way. Nice feed as Thomas Jenkins takes it in the midfield. And Jenkins winds, fires, and it's a great save. Connor Switzer said no. That one was heading to the back of the net, and the field is wide open as now Wysem's in transition, out in front. Oh, a backhand try wouldn't go, but Wysem looks like they're going to win the race to the ball, and they do. 3 seconds left. They need a goal quickly, but they're not going to be able to get a shot off before the quarter expires. So we end the first quarter, all Wysem, 5-0, as we go to the second quarter here in Blair. You're watching the Strive Network. Start of the second quarter here. Wysem with a 5-0 lead as we begin the second frame. Blair, though, on the bright side. Much more sustained pressure at the end of the first quarter there. And closest they got to scoring was the shot by Thomas Jenkins from the point that went off the pipe. As the teams do switch sides, though, and it's Wysem who's moving right to left. And Max Bartran. Top number 5, David Nape. He scored a couple of goals in that first quarter, number 5. Nape into the corner for Matthew Parsons. Wysem has shown a good mix of controlled offense, and of course, as I say that, they turn it over. We've seen them get in transition and score quick goals as well. Turnovers have been frequent on both sides, though. Again, the conditions might have something to do with that. Slippery ball, slippery sticks. As Thomas Jenkins goes to the far side, and Ronan Smart back to Jenkins, looking to make his move. Jenkins will not get a shot off, able to pass across the baseline, and it's picked up. Now it's a loose ball. Junhan Park fighting for it, kicking it, and picking it up. Nice work by Junhan Park, now shielding his body as he will slow the pace and look for a teammate. He starts the offense from the corner. Park goes to the other side of the cage. Koleoko now to the top. And Jenkins. Leg sleeve on his left leg. Jenkins spinning off a defender. And forced all the way back. Bobby DeLuna providing the defense. And DeLuna continues to eye up Mr. Jenkins here, who possesses. Now to the near side. Max Thorsheim. Overlapping with Junhan Park. Thorsheim trying to go to the cage. Instead comes to Jenkins. Jenkins spinning off a man, and he's able to fire it in. Jenkins using the ground to guide that one into the net. And those low shots in lacrosse, when it rains, are a lot more difficult to handle if you're the goalkeeper. The ball skips. Well done there by Thomas Jenkins. That's goal number 10 on the season. Of course, leading his team, and more importantly, it gets Blair on the board. It's 5-1. With over 9 minutes to go in the second quarter. With 10 goals this year for Thomas Jenkins, 5 assists. I have 2 rosters in front of me given to me by some of the Blair staff. One of them has Thomas Jenkins listed as a senior. One of them as a junior. I thought he was a junior. Either way, a key part of this Blair lacrosse program, and if he indeed is a junior, which I believe he is, will be so for years to come. Here's Bartrin, again trying to muscle his way in. And it's knocked away by Blair, and they take off the other way. Ronan Smart, checked from behind, loses his footing, and it's picked up by Wysem. So Wysem moving. It's Bernard France who pulls it back. France eyed up by Brad Siggety, who is in the game after we were told that he would not be playing in this one. Here's a shot. Albers is able to claim. Shot on by number 13 and Logan Finn. Blair the other way. Thomas Jenkins running the break. Jenkins to Thorsheim, and it's wide, but Park is there. It took a couple of moments for Blair to get warmed up to the game, but they have finally started to play with some consistency in the offensive zone. Seems to have coincided with the rain stopping as well, as there's nothing coming down anymore. It's Jenkins who fires wide again, and it will stay with Blair as Park wins another battle. Jenkins resets the offense. Jenkins wants to make his move. Jenkins creates space. Jenkins misses after it was saved by the goalkeeper. And slipping is the goalkeeper as well, Connor Switzer, who made a nice save. And you see a little warning there by the referee as he calls the foul against Blair. Being said, things are going to look a little bit more vicious than they really are, considering the conditions. As Thorsheim works hard, nearly comes away with a forced turnover, but able to weave his way through. Quentin Novinger of Wysem, but he lost it eventually, and it's picked up ultimately by Wysem and Duncan Brieg. And Brieg's shot goes well over the crossbar. So a reset in the corner, Connor Dennis. Dennis guarded by Siggety. And now David Nape. Nape bouncing one. Albers easily saves that. And he looks for the long ball. Able to get it through. It's Thorsheim who will pick up the loose ball. Christeller is the defender. Thorsheim gets by him, tries to feed it in front, but a loose ball will be picked up by Park in open space. So just about halfway done this first half, or the second quarter. And Blair has scored the only goal in the frame. It's Thorsheim looking for the wraparound. Nothing was there, so they'll work it back up top with Jenkins. Spinning in the middle, putting a shot on, and it's Switzer makes another save. So Switzer looking to clear. Quite patient here. Spencer Steyerwalt was the one who had it, and Wysem called for the violation. Good work by Blair on the defense as they are able to get possession back, and Thomas Jenkins is able to do it again on a loose ball. David Nape guarding Jenkins, and Thorsheim now has it in the near corner. Max Thorsheim looking to spin on Christeller. Big size difference there between the defender and the attacker. Now it's Park. Nothing doing. The right side, this is Garrett Long. Once again, Thorsheim. The speedy Thorsheim from behind the cage. A wraparound is not going to find the twine, but it'll stay with Blair as it's Park who resets. Now Long. Fake the shot, goes back up top to Jenkins instead. Jenkins scoring the only Blair goal earlier in the frame. Able to get it down low to Koyoko. And now it's Park. Not a lot of space here in the offensive zone. Wysem doing a good job of compacting themselves in. Jenkins gets a pick. Jenkins gets the shot on, and Switzer doesn't know where it is. It's right in front of him, and he makes the save. Good one. A good save by Switzer as Jenkins was able to get away from 3 Wysem defenders and have a point-blank opportunity. Under 4 minutes to go in the second quarter. Wysem the other way. They've got numbers. Wysem's got another goal. Connor Dennis scores the goal. And after a long, sustained offensive possession for Blair, they come up empty, and Wysem quickly goes the other way to make it 6-1. So yet another face-off here as we tick towards the end of the first half. This time it's Wyoming Seminary with the face-off win. They've won most of them in this first half. Logan Finn. Finn with the spin on Corey Downey. And now drop back off to Duncan Brieg. Finn getting by his man. Finn passing down low and a quick shot score. Duncan Brieg, courtesy of Logan Finn. And the goals have come in bunches for Wyoming Seminary. As we get one more look here on the replay. Started here with Finn. As we watch him make his move, you'll see the open man leaking on the far post. A quick fire by Brieg, no hesitation. And often those are the toughest ones to defend if you're the opposing goalkeeper. So a 6-goal lead now. And Wyoming Seminary yet again wins the faceoff. Behind the cage, they'll try it. Joshua Moses. And again, Logan Finn. Now Moses. He's guarded by Kyle Gibson. Now they go behind the net to the near side. And it's Josh Moses who continues to possess. Trying to get it in front, and it will go all the way through. A turnover against YSEM. Just over 2 minutes to go in the first half. 7-1 game. Carter Albers. Goalkeeper goes back to Kyle Gibson. Swung up ahead, Dylan Benson. And now Thorsheim. Under 2 minutes to go. Blair looking for a goal before the half. Have them feeling good about themselves at the halftime huddle. Thomas Jenkins. Garrett Long. And Park. Park making a move. Chris Steller coming over to help on defense and eventually taken away by Quentin Novinger. Dangerous ball up ahead. YSEM keeps possession only for the moment, though, as a loose ball is being fought for. And it will leak all the way back to the keeper in Albers, who resets the long ball. Big check at midfield and a clean one at that. Nicely done by David Nape. And Nape runs in transition. Can't connect, only for a moment, as picking it up after the missed pass was Logan Finn. And now it's Nape. Duncan Brieg has space. He's going to go right to cage and put one on, and it is saved by Albers. Going to pop out to midfield. And a loose ball is kicked up ahead, but that's going to find the stick of Wyoming Seminary and the defender in Spencer Steyerwalt. So now room in the midfield for YSEM to work as Matthew Parsons brings it in, and that one off the crossbar. A great chance as time expires for number 32 and Connor Dennis. But YSEM will have to be content with a 6-goal lead as the first half comes to a close. We'll come back for the third quarter of play. YSEM 7, Blair 1, here on the Strive Network. Start of the third quarter here in Blairstown. A 7-1 lead for Wyoming Seminary. As yet again the teams switch sides and to start the second half. YSEM goes the way that they were going in the first quarter, moving left to right. It's Bartran behind the cage, goes to the far side. And top of the key, it's David Nape. Let's see how much more patient YSEM is. Now going to look to milk away the remaining 24 minutes with a comfortable 6-goal lead. A turnaround shot, and beautifully done by Wyoming Seminary and Giorgio Vavlas, who scores. And just 1 minute and 10 seconds in, YSEM is back on the board. It's 8-1. You got one more look here. But between the legs of the goalkeeper and Albers, and the largest lead of the game here for Wyoming Seminary, 7 goals. They're on a 3-goal streak. Only goal on the board scored by Blair. Put in by Thomas Jenkins, his 10th of the season. Two captains out for Blair in Ryohito Shapiro and Evan Grohowski. Brad Siggety was listed as not to be playing, but he is out there defending for Blair. Thomas Jenkins leads the team in goals. Works it to the far side. Ronan Smarth and Junhan Park. Park with not a ton of room, looking for a leaking teammate in Vincent Koleoko. Freshman attacker. Good run. As the rain starts to fall once again. Stopped for a period of about 45 minutes. The clouds have been consistently overcast throughout the day. So I assume it's going to be sort of like this throughout the afternoon. Stop and start, stop and start. It's Jenkins who gets a shot off, and it'll stay with Blair as Max Thorsheim wins the race. Thorsheim spinning, turn around, and it goes wide. So I mentioned that Blair is bit by the injury bug, but they're also extremely young if you look at the roster, and trying to force his way in was Junhan Park, and it's going to be a penalty against YSEM. So an odd man opportunity here for Blair as the penalty is called against Wyoming Seminary's number 20. And that's Nicholas Ganter. So good opportunity here for Blair, looking for their first goal of the second half. And a quick shot. Bounces wide. And Park resets to Tom Jenkins. Jenkins winds, fires, and the save made by Switzer. That was a great shot by Jenkins. It was racing for the near side post, and Switzer with a quick stick able to make the save. He's been good. As a loose ball here. Bodies go flying. It's Blair who comes out of the pack. And now we're heading the other way. Restart here, number 36, Ethan Toast, long stick midfielder. As YSM looks to run in transition, and they get a goal. Another one here for Wyoming Seminary, as it's number 15 in Bernard France, the attack man who scores. 9-1 the score. We get one more look here. Nothing you can do if you're the goalkeeper in Alberts, as YSM executes their transition offense very well. Pretty good. So we go back to the face-off X. 8:13 to go here in the third quarter. I believe there's a running clock rule in effect here in New Jersey high school lacrosse. I'm pretty sure that doesn't come until 10 goals. Under 8 minutes to go. And it's Bartram who has used his body, a big body, to try to get free. That time he was not given room by Dylan Benson. It's Bartram. Lost the ball. And it goes out of bounds. That'll be a turnover. Again, we've seen a number of times the ball slipping out of the sticks of both teams' players. As the rain continues to pick up. The rain continues to be a factor. Jenkins winding. Takes a few more steps, and it's swung aside by Switzer. Race to the near side. It'll stay in play, and it's picked up by Thorsheim. Thorsheim goes behind the cage. Park. Keeping it in play is Park. He still has it. Garrett Long. And now Jenkins backpedals near midfield and now makes his move. Jenkins taking a screen at the top. A good help defense there by YSM. And the ball squirts out near midfield. The attack men couldn't reach it over the line. All right. So it's Blair who has it. And now Jenkins. Behind the key, Park. Park bumped, trying to get it in the middle. Backed up there. And here's Thorsheim. Putting it on net, high and wide. One cool thing about lacrosse is you can really pepper the goalkeeper and try to get as many shots as you can on net as long as you are in position to win the race to the end line. You'll have another chance. A cool, unique rule about lacrosse. Yeah, here's Jenkins. As Blair just has not been able to get very many opportunities, and when they have done so, they have not been able to beat the goaltender. And Connor Switzer, who's made a number of very nice saves. That one off the side of the cage. No, it's a goal. How about that? A goal, a turnaround goal for Max Thorsheim. And he beats Switzer. Second goal of the game for Blair, 9-2 the score. And we get one more look, nicely done. That's Thorsheim's third goal of the year. Which makes him second on the team in scoring. Under 5 to play, and the penalty is called against Blair. So the restart for YSEM. Still up by 7 goals, under 5 minutes to play in the third. And Thomas Jenkins pestering Matthew Parsons. Now it's Duncan Brieg. Here's a shot on. Albert's getting a touch. And there's Wysem behind. Wide open in front, trying to shovel it through. Albert's hit the deck. Ball's still loose right outside the goaltender circle. Bodies go flying. And that's going to be a violation against Blair. They're going to call it against Kyle Gibson, obstructing number 15, and Bernard France. And now they will give possession to Blair. Restart with Albers. He'll take some space. Albers finding Thorsheim. And Thorsheim brings it into the offensive zone. Recently scoring a goal, looking for another, putting a shot on. This time it's sealed off by Switzer. He makes the save and looks to clear. Switzer goes the long way. Matthew Parsons with good wheels up the right side. Now on the stick of number 15 and Bernard France. Getting himself free and not scoring. That one going off the pipe was Vavlas. And here's Jenkins the other way. Jenkins with good speed. And able to safely bring it into the offensive zone. Jenkins will shoot. And a save made by Switzer. He faked the pass and then he put it on Cage. Switzer was right with him. Whose save totals are really piling up. Flag comes in. This is going to go against Blair, and still maintaining possession, and impressively so, is Wysem's David Nape. What a play by Nape, and after being able to take control of that, he still wins a penalty against Blair. So now an odd man opportunity for Wysem. It's going against Max Thorsheim. So odd man opportunity here for Wyoming Seminary. Matthew Parsons. And now Duncan Brieg. Behind the cage, it's Vavlas. Vavlas looking for a man, flashing middle. Nobody's there. It leaks back out. And Matthew Parsons is there. Now it's a shot and a long one that finds the back of the net. Bartram, Max Bartram, puts another one in. And it is the 10th goal of the game for Wysem. 10-2 with just over 2 minutes to go. As you see, a good play there by Bartram. He's played strong here this afternoon. And with an odd man opportunity, he is able to get another one home. Wysem wins yet another face-off, and here's the recent goal scorer in Bartram. He's eyed up by Dylan Benson. Bartram hitting it across the goal mouth. And it'll stay in play where Wysem's able to pick it up. With Connor Dennis. Dennis being chased by Brad Siggety. And now it's Bartran, who receives back. Bartran loses it. I don't think he realized he lost it, but then got it back. Still loose, and there is number 32. And Connor Dennis once again. Just over a minute to go here in quarter number 3. 8-goal lead for Wyoming Seminary. It's Vavlas being checked up. Vavlas looking for a turnaround, and it goes across the goal mouth. It's a shot, so it'll stay with Wyoming Seminary. And Joshua Moses. This one defended away, but on the far side, there's Bartran. Bartran trying to get past Dylan Benson. Doing so in front of the net. Albers makes a point-blank save, and then he's able to scoop it up on the rebound. "25 seconds for Blair here. It's Jenkins who lost it. Jenkins with a little shove. And coming around to pick it up, Ronan Smarth. 10 seconds. Jenkins gives a quick look at the clock, and now he's going to go for goal. Jenkins lost it. Can they get a shot off? They try. A backhand try is well off the mark. And it is a 10-2 lead for Wyoming Seminary after 3 quarters of play. We go to the 4th. Here from Blairstown after this.
That was of interest.
10-2 game here as we start the 4th quarter. And it's Wyoming Seminary with the lead over Blair here in Blairstown. It was sustained rain in the 3rd quarter, but as we mentioned, it's going to be stop and start. Right now we're in one of those stop periods. That being said, field's still wet. And if the field's wet, the ball's wet. And some of the sticks are wet, it's still going to be an issue for some of the players. We're off and running here in the fourth. Once again, a switch of sides as now it's right to left going Wyoming. Bartran. And now Matt Parsons. Parsons guarded by Smarth. Parsons working his way to the far side. Parsons getting a shot on, and it bounced over the net. Will stay in play. And it's Bartran trying to muscle his way in once again. And a big hit there right in front, trying to scoop it in, and Albers was able to scoop it away and go the other way to the Blair Buccaneers. Thorsheim scoring the second Blair goal in that third quarter. Brings it behind the cage. Here's Jenkins. Trying to spin into the middle. Jenkins gets a shot. Switzer has been superb today. No rebound there. And the other way they go. Here's Park trying to slap it out of the stick of number 20, Nicholas Ganter. And they do call a foul against Park. Desperation mode here for Blair as they try to force as many turnovers as they can. With just 10 minutes to go, they need a lot of goals and quickly. But an odd man opportunity here for Wyoming Seminary. And more space for them to work in their offensive zone. That shot goes wide. And Bartran there to back it up. And he restarts. Goal scored. It's Vavlas. Goal number 2 on the game for him. It's 11-2. And the odd man advantage is capitalized on by Wyoming Seminary. Violation against Wyoming. This face-off won by Blair. Thomas Jenkins looking to get a goal back. Jenkins trying to flash for Thorsheim. Out of bounds it goes. It is a turnover against Blair Academy. This one lofted into the middle. A dangerous pass across the middle as Thorsheim nearly came away with a steal. And they're going to call a violation. So Thorsheim, although not getting the turnover in the books, was able to force the violation. And now finds Thomas Jenkins, or at least tries to. It's swept away forward by Wyoming. And now they have numbers, but Vavlas can't handle. And the loose ball comes to the near side where Bartran slides and tries to catch possession. Now it's Vavlas popping it into the air and eventually taken down by Wyoming, but we do have a whistle. And a timeout is called by Wyoming Seminary. So 8:37 to go. 11-2 the score. Not a conference game for Blair Academy. But even though the result of the game might be already determined, still plenty to work on if you're the Buccaneers. And Coach Wenner, one of the great coaches here for boys lacrosse, and he's going through a period here of transition with his kids, only one senior on the roster. So a lot to teach this season if you're head coach Wenner. And in these situations, with 8:37 left and an 11-2 lead for the opposing team, and sometimes it's these situations where you find out the true character of your team. Do you quit, or do you use these situations to try to get better? So after the timeout, YSEM will have possession. 9-goal lead. It's David Nape now in the middle, picked up by the Knights. And here's number 34 in Matthew Parsons. Behind the cage goes YSEM. Vavlas, who's had a really nice second half for the Knights, possesses here. And he's pestered by Danny Seisler. Loose ball there as the two fight. And it's Seisler who wins the battle, sweeps it though into a leg of YSEM. And the loose ball eventually picked up by Dylan Benson. Benson, though, forced to the near side, and as he's done so, he is called out of bounds. So Wyoming Seminary doing a great job not allowing Blair to clear the ball, and they get the ball right back. As this shot wouldn't get through. Here comes Blair the other way. Penalty marker comes out. This is going to go against Wyoming Seminary. Right, the ball hits the ground, and that's when the whistle blows. So 7:15 to go. And Blair gets to restart now with an odd man advantage, as it is the attackman in Bartran for YSEM who will sit in the penalty area. Now Thorsheim will let it fly, and it'll stay with Blair. Now Park. Back to Thorsheim. Plays catch with Thomas Jenkins. Thorsheim comes to the near side. Long. Now in the middle trying to get it through, but Switzer was able to deflect it as Ronan Smarth could not find a man in the middle. Long ball ahead is turned over by Switzer. Bartran still in the box. So the odd man advantage still in effect here for Blair, looking to take advantage of the box. Here comes Thomas Jenkins. Jenkins slowing the pace with just over 6 minutes to go. A 9-goal game. Jenkins finds it. Jenkins fires. It was deflected by a stick of a YSEM player out of bounds. And restarted by Smarth. Penalty is over. Here's Jenkins. No room for Jenkins. Instead, it's Long who puts the shot on, and Switzer was not going to be beat there. Clears it away and finds his man. Into the offensive zone, it's Vavlas. Guarded by Garrett Long. Long wins the battle there. Check that. That was Danny Seisler who won the battle, but Wysem gets it right back and they score and now have a 10-goal lead. Joshua Moses puts the finishing touches on it, and we get one more look. Wysem has made the Buccaneers pay with their turnovers here in this game. And now 5:09 on the clock. A 10-goal advantage for Wyoming Seminary. Scrum at midfield. Whistle blows. It's going to be Blair ball. Under 5 minutes to play here in quarter number 4. Jenkins lost it. Bailed out, though. As here's Thorsheim. Thorsheim trying to create space. Staying with him, number 36, and Ethan Toast. Shot goes off the side of the cage. And then a goal is scored by number 11 in Vincent Koleoko. See what happened here on the replay. Make it 12-3. Good turnaround, the wraparound, I should say, by Koleoko, a freshman from Andover, New Jersey. So the score 12-3, 4:23 to go. So Wysem's lead back to 9. As Vavlas receives on the near side. Now Duncan Brieg and David Nape. Brieg and Nape have been very key contributors in possession for Wysem in this game. Trying to flash middle, and the save made by Albers. Loose ball picked up by Wysem. And this one's going to leak out to midfield. Giving it a chase, Ronan Smarth. But winning the battle, Wyoming Seminary and David Nape. Nape trying to work his way in, denied there by Benson. And Max Bartran brings it behind the cage. Bartran wanted to get forward, and Bartran just missed wide. It got caught up in the back of the net, and Albers picks it up. 3 minutes to go. Albers' long pass, intercepted. Here comes Brieg, and Brieg scores. Albers turned it over. You got to be a little bit more careful with your clear attempts here. As off the screen, it was Brieg who stepped in front, and Brieg who finishes. And the lead is once again double digits for the Knights. Thanks for joining us here on the Strive Network. Simon Rose, Ali Wenner, our director. Wysem yet again wins the faceoff. However, Ball's thrown loose and picked up by Blair. Here's Thorsheim, a 3-on-3 for Blair. Across it comes Koyoko. Scored one of the 3 Blair goals. That was his second of the season, and he loses it. And YSEM able to pick it up with approaching 2 minutes to go. Logan Finn now, and the ball is cashed into the back of the net. The Knights score. Logan Finn did his job, and it was number 15. As we look at how this one went, and no, it looked like the long stick midfielder. Number 33, it was Bobby DeLuna, the long stick midfielder, who scored. So yet another goal on the board for the Knights. And they yet again win the face-off here. Under 2 minutes to play. His shot going wide. It'll be a Wyoming Seminary possession. Connor Dennis goes back up. This is number 13 and Logan Finn. Finn going all the way back near the midfield line. Finn getting it down low. Finn with the assist. And another goal for YSEM, just pouring it on. And that one scored by number 29. Who's not listed here on the Wyoming Seminary roster. But a goal nonetheless for the Knights. 15-3. 56 seconds to play. A dozen is the lead. And the clock actually will run now. It is a running clock at a 12-goal lead here for Blair. So 35 seconds, even if the whistle blows, until the end of the game. Jenkins gets a shot. And under 20 seconds, the restart will be with Park. And now Thorsheim. Jenkins with 5 seconds. Putting a wild shot on as time expires. And Wyoming Seminary comes into Blairstown and goes out with the victory. 15-3 final as the Knights are victorious here. A tough game for Blair Academy. A good win here for Wyoming Seminary. We thank you for joining us here on the Strive Network. Our next broadcast will be on Monday when we have Blair softball on the air. And I believe yet another Blair lacrosse game coming up in a couple of weeks' time. You can check out our upcoming streams on the YouTube channel for more information there. So, for my director, Allie Wenner, I'm Simon Rose. We'll see you next time from Blairstown.